Hello again, a very warm welcome to you all. My name is Deni Kay here today with a bottle of the 2022 the Macallan A Night on Earth. I'm going to look at this through the eyes of three people, I guess you could say. The drinker, the collector, the investor, and I'll give you my thoughts through those three lenses. Now, if you don't already subscribe, it is the time for you to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. Thank you for doing that. If you are a returning viewer, cheers for joining me again. You'll already know that I sat down with a 2021 version of this a while ago, and one of the things that I wished was that it was higher than a 40% ABV, and I have that wish granted to me because this is 43%. So yes, I would have preferred cask strength or 46, but I will not complain because it is higher than the 40%. I did feel that with the 2021, it was a little bit lackluster because I thought that the alcohol could perhaps carry a little bit more of the flavor. We will see today. I'll share with you my thoughts on that. The smell, taste, overall score, thoughts, score, and also I'll let you know whether I prefer this to the 2021 or not as a drinker, collector, investor. So we're gonna get stuck into that. I will say, in my opinion, when I have a look at things like, especially the concept, really unique and varying presentation, packaging design from bottle to bottle, it is very unlike Macallan to recycle the design or the packaging once again. So I think there was a reason to that, for that, something to do with the artist. I will say I like the packaging and the presentation. Right, the box is probably a little bit bulkier than I would like, but either way, I still think it's a little bit unlike Macallan to do that because we're used to having something different with every single release. So anyway, I'm not sure whether that's going to happen again, if there will be a 2023 version of this. Let's get stuck into the actual whiskey and then we'll go from there, right? So I do have my blender's glass. It needs the blender's glass. The blender's glass really does concentrate that nose, and it really does help with drams that maybe need a little bit more to get the nose out, sort of increase, I guess you could say, the bouquet or what it has to offer in way of. Okay, now, on the box, it says shortbread, cinnamon, orange. So I will say yes, I'm getting that. This is a makeup of European and American oak cask. So that shortbread for me, I'm going to say is going to be coming from the American oak. I'm getting a very good whack of vanilla, also caramel. The caramel is not fudgy, it's not dense. It's a pretty stock standard type of caramel that I'm getting. Yes, okay, some spice there. I'm getting a little bit of a sweet candied ginger, tiny bit of clove, tiny bit of clove. The cinnamon, yes, okay. Now, we come to the citrus. So oranges, I can give that a tick. I don't know the exact name, but I have had a hybrid lemon orange. It's sort of a mix in between, and I'm getting some of that on here as well. I'm getting some prunes, some dried fruits that come through, such as some sultanas there. I will say though, it is a little bit of a boring nose. So I know that I've just reeled off a bunch of notes, but it's still lackluster. There isn't really much oomph there. Anyway, we'll go through to the taste. The one thing I didn't say on the nose that I thought the first time I tried this is it's a spiritus to me, young. So, and it's the same thing on the taste for me. It really does taste young. Yes, it doesn't state the age of the whiskey, the cask makeup, and the actual age of the whiskey that's gone in here. But I will say that there's certainly young stuff in here. You get that on the nose. You certainly pick that up. Taste as well. There's that young oak. It's a little bit spiritus. There is a drying spice that lands immediately. Yes, I'm getting a very good whack of vanilla. It is not a creamy vanilla. It is not confectionery type of sweetness. It is, everything is just really like a plain vanilla, a plain caramel. There's some citrus, there's some spice, but everything is lackluster. Is just the way that I would. It's boring. It's lackluster. There is not a lot there to work with. So for me, I thought that the 2021 version had some promise. I thought perhaps it was just the 40% that perhaps was to its detriment and let it down. At 43%, I can't actually say that this is an improvement on the 2021. What I will say is, I mentioned a moment ago that I felt the fact that they have recycled. Recycle is a good word, but in this sense, that's not what it is. The fact that they've recycled and reused the design, the presentation again, I felt was very unlike Macallan. This dram is probably the most un-Macallan-like Macallans that I've had in a very long time. Some might be sitting there thinking that could be a good thing because there's a few that have been a little bit disappointing. So perhaps this one could be really, really good. Not necessarily, right? Because if you've had some of the rare casks, the classic cuts, for example, you know, even over recent years, some have been pretty good. This one, not necessarily. Very unlike Macallan in that sense as well. It's a 6 out of 10 if you're waiting for a score, by the way. A 6 out of 10, which actually means that I think less of this than the 2021. And I really feel horrible when I sit down and I have to talk about a dram that I don't necessarily enjoy or I'm not enjoying too much, because I like to be able to sit down and talk to you about all the great whiskey that I drink. But at the same time, it is what it is, right? And this is a bottle that a lot of people out there would have gone to buy. However, maybe not so much as a drinker. You might be sitting there going, well, that's okay, because there have been a lot of bottles out there that may not be the best drinkers, but they've still been great collectors and still been great as an investment. Now, you will see some bottles behind me on the shelf, right? Not a bottle of this, because I don't think, for me anyway, that it fits into my collection, and I don't think that investors will see a return on this. In fact, if you were to go and have a look at the 2021 version of this, it was a bottle that you would probably say underperformed to people's expectations, because you could still take something like the Rich Cacao that release, and there's a second release of that that's come out. But if you were to compare bottles that came out at a somewhat similar time from this distillery, different types of releases I know, but one performed okay and the other one didn't. This is the one that didn't. Will this one do any better? No. I don't have a crystal ball, but I will be very, very surprised if this one performs well at auction in the short term, medium term, long term. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to hit the mark for you. If you would like to know what my thoughts are as a collector or drinker, you can tell me differently if you think so. I really would love to hear everyone's thoughts in the comments on this as a drinker, collector, investor. I just thought it would be fitting to be able to share my thoughts with you. I don't claim to be an expert on any of them, but they are my thoughts anyway, and quite simply go from there. So as I said, 6 out of 10. Not something I would recommend for people looking to buy and hold on to it. If you already have it and you've tried it, then as I said, I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts, and interesting to see whether another one of these comes out for 2023 or not. But I think there are a few things that are guaranteed in life. We talk about death, taxes, and the Macallan coming out with more limited edition whiskey. So we shall see what happens. Once again, if you have not subscribed, do so. Thank you very much once again for joining me. Cheers to you.